Good crafternoon, everyone. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. At least it's bright and sunny here in Minnesota at the moment. We're supposed to get some rain later. How are you, everyone? Welcome to our Crafternoon event. So every month I create a special fun fold, a unique fun fold, and I then share it in a public video. A number of you placed a qualifying order last month. So you got a packet to make this project right along with me. Those of you that didn't, we're so glad you're here. I'm going to be sharing this fold with you. I'm going to give you the basic dimensions for the main fold. And then we're gonna walk through making one. And then I've got 4 other versions that I created that I'm so excited to share with you. So there will be a tutorial available for purchase. It is not ready yet. It's not available yet. It's coming, working on it, in progress. And so my plan is that it will be available by end of the day tomorrow, possibly sooner. The best way to find out, if you want notification when it's available, of course, if you placed a qualifying order last month, you get the tutorial for free. No worries. If you're one of my team members, you get the tutorial for free as well. But if you go to Suestampfield, I know this says project sheets, but if you go to suestampfield.com and click on subscribe to my blog, then you will get notification when the blog post for this tutorial goes up. So you'll be one of the first ones to know. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what we're making today. I'm so excited. All right, I'm going to flip this. It's an easy fold, and we'll walk through it together, but it has some kind of fun, unique features. So let's take a look at it. Flip cameras. Here we go. All right. This is clearly not a card. This is a book. And I have a book here because our card is called the Book Jacket Fold. That's what I'm calling it. There was much debate over that name, but if you open a book, you've got the book jacket. It's also called the dust jacket. And the book jacket folds out like so. Now, this book jacket does not have a secret message like our book jacket is going to have, but it also has a flap in the front, which our card is not going to have. So let me show you the card, all right? So when the card comes out of the envelope, it looks just like a card, a beautiful card, right? Your standard folded card. However, when you go to open it, you'll see that this front section pops out, which forms like the spine of a book here. And then inside we have a message. This card can stand for display. You can see from the top down view here that we have a flap that folds out, and that's where our secret message is. So this is our book jacket flap, if you will, and we're going to learn how to make this book jacket fold. Originally, when I was making this, after I made it, what it reminded me of was, okay, in the old movies where you would go to the library and there would be a book on the shelf and they would pull the book and then a secret room would pop open. That's what it reminds me of. So I might refer to secret in some of the videos or whatever, but it's actually, or in this video in the title or whatever, but we're calling this the book jacket fold because we like to keep things simple, right? So this is the card that I'm going to walk you through today. This card was very much inspired by a swap card I got from Alana Wharf, the decoration of this card on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. So shout out to Alana for the inspiration. Absolutely love this suite and this paper. So this is the version we're going to make. I'm going to go ahead and show you the alternates first. Would you guys like to see what this fold inspired me creatively to do? So let's go ahead and do that. So this first one is this is a sneak peek, friends. So July 6th, Stampin' Up! Is going to have some brand new online exclusive items available. They won't be in any catalog, but you can go online and order them. Right now, demonstrators can order some of them, and this is one of the online exclusives. It's a gorgeous scenery paper, and it is called One Horse Open Sleigh. And I actually originally designed this card. This one kind of inspired this whole fold because I was trying to get the most out of my paper, and I was looking for a card that would use a 3-inch piece. So that's kind of where this all originated from. This particular design my direct team members actually made. Every quarter I have a virtual meeting, a virtual and in person, and they make the Crafternoon fold first before anyone else, and they have their own exclusive design. So this is the One Horse Open Sleigh designer paper. It will be available July 6th. Unless you're a demonstrator, you can order it now. And then the greeting, and let's look at the inside here. So again, we've got our book popping out here, and then our book jacket is decorated on the front. We've got these beautiful dies are the horse and sleigh dies, this die here and the snowbank, and then the flap folds out. And I've got my piece of paper here that came off the bottom edge. This is a leftover scrap. It's a 6x6 paper. This is 5 1/4 by 3. And so I had a 3/4 inch piece that was perfect to go at the bottom. I had to just cut it a little bit narrower. And then I have an embossed panel on the inside. So this card can stand for display. Did I show you the inside on this one? Yes, I did. Okay, so these cards can stand for display, and you can either have it displayed like this, or you can have it displayed like that, however the recipient wants to do it, right? So the card in the tutorial, I give you step-by-step directions on how to make actually 48, where's another, oh, yeah, no, this is a different one. 48 cards out of 6 of the designs in this paper. You can make more if you use the other designs. I just picked 6, and since you get 4 pieces of paper and 2 out of each card, I think I did my math right. So that would be a great Christmas card that you can make, and just get the most out of your paper. And there was, again, like 6 other designs I didn't even use that some of them could have worked for this. Some of them could work for kind of a special focus card that you want to do for certain people. All right, so moving on, and then all the information on how to stretch that out, which patterns I used, all of that will be in the tutorial. And all right, next card. Let's look at this one. Here is a summery, pretty just, I don't know, just makes me think of summer, right? This is the So Refreshing bundle. We're making some delicious lemonade here. Now you also could do iced tea if you wanted. And got it on a little tablecloth, picnic table there, whatever. And then our book opens up like so. Here is a peek at that inside panel. So again, it could be displayed like this, or you can open up the flap. And inside we've got Today We Celebrate You. So either one, there's room to sign. And I use the new doily embossing folder. That's a hybrid folder. It also comes with dies. I just used the folder on this card. And this So Refreshing set is really, really fun. And I've got step-by-step directions in the tutorial for this one. So we can walk you through how to make that. And this is, of course, the Glorious Gingham, is that right? And that paper is on sale this month. And we're running out of June, so if you haven't picked it up, same with the Marvelously Made paper. All right, next up, we've got this one. All right, this is one I've been wanting to do forever. Ever since I got the little monkey stamp set, I've been wanting to make a monkey holding balloons. I love the Curious George books by Margaret Ray. And the very first Curious George book has George with a bouquet of balloons being swept off in the air. And so I just thought that would be adorable with our little monkey punch. And so I combined 2 sets here. This is the little monkey bundle along with the beautiful balloons bundle. So just sort of combine those. This is the paper that goes with beautiful balloons. Let me get the name on that. It's Bright and Beautiful is the name of the paper. also on sale right now. So this little monkey opens up like so, and bananas about you. And then inside, I think it's time for a celebration. So this one could also easily be adapted to a new baby card. It also would be adorable with a Curious George book as a gift. Another thing that you can do with these cards, and let me back up here real quick, is you can actually make them treat holders if you so wish. So, for example, hang on. We've got our So Refreshing here. I've got some Starburst, various fruit chews. I've got strawberry on there. It might be an orange. I don't think it's a lemon, but whatever. So you can see when you pop the book to stand, it forms this pillar or tower. It's been called different names. And you can just slide the candy right in there. Now this candy will slide right out. It's not tight fitting. So you would want to put this in one of our, I believe they're 6x8 cellophane bags to gift in if you were going to do the candy option. When I used to do in-person classes, I'm not currently doing those, but when I did in-person classes, I had a number of people that love treat holders. Some love cards, some love treat holders, some loved both. And so shout out to all of you. This is, I was thinking of you when I made this. So this can be a card, it can be a treat holder, it can be both, because after they eat the treat, then they get to keep the card and display it. So that's with the Starburst. Let me show you the original thing that inspired this card, or the treat idea, was these little Now and Later banana flavored candies. And these actually fit in here very snugly. So you actually wouldn't even have to do a cellophane bag for this. And you could fit two of these in here. You could fit a third, it would stick up. And in the tutorial, I have the ordering information for these. I got them off of Amazon. So you can fit 3 in and just have them stick up a little bit. Totally your choice. So again, it could be a treat holder. It can be a card. It can be both. So let me get my bananas out of there. And I don't know if they have these in lemon flavor. That would be fun with the other card. They are the perfect fit. Absolutely perfect fit. So let's keep going here. I got one more alternate to show you. This is the last one I made, and it's kind of my favorite. So this one is for the guys in our life, well, guys or gals. So this one uses the Gone Fishing bundle, and the paper. Oh, what's it called? Hang on. I knew that. The Let's Go Fishing Designer Series paper. This paper is currently on sale in June as well. And so this card is perfect for in the stamp set that goes with it. There's retirement, Father's Day, and so forth. But I thought it would be a perfect birthday card. So I'm using actually the birthday greetings from Beautiful Balloons, the same one I used on the monkey card. And then inside on our book jacket flap here, we have a tackle box and various fishing tackle thingies. I'm not a fisher person, so I just sort of guessed. Now, these particular dies, I do want to tell you, are out of stock right now. They've been excessively popular. However, they are due back in stock on the week of July 3rd. So it's not long, they'll be back. I used the silver specialty paper. That paper is not in our catalog, but it is available in our online store as an online exclusive. And it's perfect for your little hooks and so forth. And then on the inside of the card, we have our little fish here. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is to relax, or is relax. So that one is from In the Moment stamp set, and I thought that matched up well. So are you guys ready to learn this fun fold? So let's do it. Woohoo! All right, I'm gonna grab my supply packet. So if you received a packet in the mail from me, you can pull that out. There is one person's packet that came back with a bad address. So I am contacting you. We'll get that figured out. So So sorry that happened. We had a miss in communication there somewhere. So we've got all our fun parts and pieces here. I'm going to pull them out of my packet. As I said, my direct team members made the Christmas version. All of my team members in my 3 levels got an email with the dimensions to make this card along with me. So hey gang, if you're watching and creating, good to see you here. I'm going to pull apart all the pieces here, decorate our card, which there are a lot of. Don't throw away your Post-it note. This is where your sequins are hidden, your embellishments. So set that aside. And we're going to start with our card. We're going to build our card here. So we have 2 pieces that form the card. One is the back portion of the card and the book jacket flap. So we're going to start with that, this piece, and I will put the dimensions on the screen here in just a minute, but let me walk you through the dimensions here. This is 7 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's scored at 4 1/4. You can see that? There it is. So we're going to start by creasing that, and I'll put the dimensions on the screen after I do the other part, okay? All right, so there is the back of the card and the book jacket flap, okay? Now, usually we are used to cards opening like this. This one, the book jacket flap, is going to be on the right. So I'm just going to have you grab a pen, a pencil, some sort of writing utensil, and I'm going to have you make an X right here. I have been known to put this card together wrong. Do you remember that, Jennifer? Jennifer was over and oh yeah, I did it right here, which was not right. So just to help you and keep that from happening to you, I would strongly recommend you just make an X there. It's going to be totally covered up. You can just write it lightly. You don't want it to be, no, you know what? It wouldn't even show through anyway. It's going to have lots of layers over it. So just mark an X right there. Okay, so that is, again, the back of the card and the book jacket flap. Okay, now we're going to go with the other portion of the card. This is the card front and the book spine part. So we have a whole bunch of score lines here. This is 6 3/4 by 5 1/2, and it's scored at, hang on, hold on, hang on. You did it too, Jennifer. Oh, too funny. Hang on. Sorry for the delay, but I want to make sure I give you the correct measurements. That's always helpful, right? Okay, so this piece is 5 1/2 by 6 3/4. I said that already. And then it's scored at 1/2 inch, 1 1/2 inches, 2 1/2 inches, and 3 1/2 inches. All right. And we are going to fold on all of these folds a mountain fold. So this is a mountain fold too, up like a mountain. So we're going to do the same on this. So it's not accordion folded, it's mountain fold on every single one. And just want to take a second to make sure the top and bottom, I know I turned it around so it looks like the sides, but top and bottom are lined up. Sometimes things get a little off when you're doing a lot of scoring, so just make sure they're lined up and then give it a good crease. So I'm just folding a mountain fold on all of these score lines. Go back here so I can see any comments that we need. Hello, Ramona. Thanks for tuning in. All right, and then we're going to crease this last one. All right, so we've got all of the folds scored. Can you see how that's going to be forming that, that square piece that's going to be the binding of our book? This will be the front of the card, also the front of our book, quote unquote book, and this will be the spine of the book. All right. So you all with me? We're going to unfold our card. I know we just folded it. Now we're unfolding it. Crazy, right? And we're going to grab our tear and tape adhesive. We want a strong adhesive for this card because it's basically forming a box and we don't want that falling apart. So I'm using the Stampin' Up! Tear and tape. And so I'm going to take my tear and tape and I'm going to put it on the skinniest panel here. Okay. And I want to put my tear and tape close to this folded edge because I don't want any weird gaps right here where it's not sticking. So I'm going to put it closer to the folded edge. and run it down. Now, sometimes when you stick tear and tape all the way and then you go tear it off at the bottom, it rips the cardstock a little bit. To avoid that happening, if that bothers you, keep it up. Don't stick it down all the way yet and tear it in midair and then press it down. Hopefully that makes sense. So there we have our tear and tape. Okay, you can't really see that, Sue. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to peel that backing off. All right, so we have our tear and tape peeled off. If you're making this card along with me, I'm gonna have you stop for a moment and just watch me and then do it, okay? Just to keep any boo-boos, all right, from happening. So we're gonna fold that sticky flap. I'm gonna just fold it backwards and I'm gonna flatten my first two wide columns. This column is narrow. I'm gonna fold it back and then I see my first two wider columns. I am going to crease on the side here and now press down all the way. And that's going to form that box shape. Okay. So I'm going to let you do that now. Fold that tab backwards. Flatten it so you can see the two columns, the two wide columns are the same width. Flatten them so that you're sticking that adhesive to the wider part of the card. And so it now should look like this. And I'm going to flip it around because it's going to be going on our card this way. So we're going to flatten it again. And we're going to bring in this piece and we're going to put another X. All right. So I've flattened it. This is the front. This is the back where you can see that edge that we just stuck down. And we're going to be putting some tear and tape on this column. So make another big X. We're going to put tear and tape on this column and stick it to this X. And that's going to form our card base. Okay. So I'm going to grab my tear and tape here. And this time I'm going to use two pieces. Again, I'm going to put them close to the outside edges. So this piece will go close to the outside edge on the right. There we go. Let's zoom in just a bit. And then this piece is going to go on the close to the edge on the left side. Okay, so we now have two tear and tape pieces on this wider column on the outside. Okay, I'm going to take your pick tool, or you can use your fingers if you've got better nails than I do, and pull up this. If the whole tape is coming up, just give it a rub. You can even do it with your bone folder to kind of activate that adhesive and loosen the backing and peel that off. I'm going to keep it zoomed up here. So I've got this X. It's going to be meeting up with this X. So I'm going to flip this around, stop and double check that the smooth flat part is going to be the front of your card and the book's spine are on top and flattened. And that on the bottom, you have the fold on the right, which is not what we're used to, right? And then we're going to adhere this. We're going to match up these edges exactly. We're going to match up the top and the bottom exactly. And we're going to stick them together. And give it a press. Okay. So now your card should look like this. This is the book spine. This is the, oops, let's zoom out a little bit, a little too close. This is the front. And then our book jacket opens up like that. We'll put our secret message inside here. Okay. In fact, we're going to go ahead and stamp that secret message right now. This is a shout out to Jennifer because she helped me make those Christmas cards I was showing you, and she stamped her greeting last, which made her nervous, and I totally get that. Now I could still mess this up, but then I can easily cover it up with another panel, right? We can fix anything. So if you have a greeting that you want to put in there now, you can go ahead and do it. If you're not sure what greeting is going to go in this card yet, you can wait. I am using May the Years Ahead Be Filled with Lasting Joy from the Lasting Joy stamp set. and I'm stamping it in Berry Burst. Okay. All right, put that aside. And okay. You know what I've neglected to do? I said I would show the measurements on screen, and I'm just going to do that really quick. So that, let me just fold this back in. So while we have this kind of base, let's put up our banner that has our score lines on it. Let me zoom out again a little bit so that you can take a screenshot of that. Clean up my desk. So that is the main measurements for this card. Okay. All right, we're going to hide that. All right, let's go back. Then I won't cover things up. Let me just check comments here. And let's grab, oh, you're going to make it for your son's birthday card? Yeah, good choice. All right, so let's grab more parts here. Hang on. I wanted to be following the same order I did in the tutorial, but I can't find the first 2 pages of it. So, oh, found them. Hang on, found it. Found it. Take a sip, everybody. All right, cool. Now it'll be easier to follow this along with the tutorial. So, all right, so we stamped our inside message. We're going to work with our embossed pieces now. And we're going to start with the front piece. Now, I use the new exposed brick embossing folder. Super cool. Lots of texture. I'm going to flatten my card again. So just push your book jacket flap down and flatten that portion. And we're going to adhere this. So I'll just put some adhesive on it. Now, I don't have the measurements for all of these pieces. They'll all be in the tutorial. I also don't have tape that works. There we go. There, I got it going. Because every card is a little bit different, but most of them, with the exception of one, this piece is 3 by 5 1/4. So just making sure I got it on there straight. All right, so we've got that piece on there. Next up, we're going to adhere the, let's see, let's do this one. Oh, you know what? We're going to do the book spine. I neglected to do the book spine. So we have some pieces of Designer Series paper. This is the Marvelously Made Designer Series paper. Come here, you guys. And we're going to use this one with the leaf pattern. Now, this one is actually the same floral as the piece that's going to go on the front. However, that 12 by 12 piece of paper has a whole section at the top that's just blue and no flowers. So a lot of you might have blue on the back. So I don't want to confuse you, but it is actually the same pattern. But the nice thing about the leaf side, the pretty peacock leaf side, is it's a great way to use that part of the paper that doesn't have the pretty flowers on it. So we're going to put some adhesive on the back of that, and that's going to decorate the spine of our book, like so. And now we're going to put on the some more embossed pieces here. So you've got 2 pieces here, and I want to make sure I use the right one. So let me grab this. We're going to be putting a Designer Series panel. I don't think that's the right one. Is that the right one? Hang on. Where's my ruler? Oh, it's 1 3/4. I think that's the one that goes here. Let me check it. Ah, that's it. Okay, so you have 2 Designer Series panels left over, or excuse me, embossed panels left over. One's 2 inches, one's 1 3/4. The 2-inch one's going to go inside. We're going to take the skinnier of the 2, the 1 3/4, and we're going to stick it on our book panel flap towards the left. If it's easier for you, you can open the card all the way and flip it over so that you've got more workspace here. Let's grab my adhesive and all right, that's stuck down. So again, it's going to go towards the left. Okay, and then I'm going to take this pattern, again from the is it Masterfully Made? I think it's called. Designer Series paper, also on sale right now. This is the Pretty Peacock torn paper pattern, I call it. And we're going to put some adhesive on the back of that and stick that to the right on the book jacket flap piece towards that right or outside edge. Okay. Give you a second to catch up here. We're going to open up the card and we're going to flatten this, flatten our pop-up book spine piece there. And we're going to adhere this remaining 2-inch panel. Now you could have the panel go the whole way. It doesn't show, so I didn't do that. I think all the cards I did a 2-inch panel. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive on this. And we're just going to tuck this inside. Because it's only 2 inches, it's very easy to get in there. If it was the whole length, it would be a little hard to get in there, and you might want to do that before you put the card together. Okay, so I've got that in, and then we're going to go ahead and put our paper on the inside here. So we have a piece of the Berry Burst torn paper. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of that. Let's check for questions here. And we're going to adhere that to the bottom. And then we're using this beautiful soft shimmer designer series, or excuse me, soft shimmer specialty paper. And you get Pretty Peacock, you get Navy, you get Lost Lagoon, you get Berry Burst, and we have just a little tiny piece of Berry Burst here. Now you can use regular adhesive on it. That's going to be a little skinny. I'm actually going to use multi-purpose liquid glue. Now this paper does have a white back and a white core, so there might be a little bit of white showing. Don't worry about that, because it's when you put white on white, it's not going to show. Okay, so let's see if I can, so you can see I've got a little bit of white showing there once I put it on my card here, and I'm just going to leave a little, you can butt them up together, you can leave a little space, whatever you prefer. I'm just going to stick that on there. So that adds a little bit of sparkle and shimmer on the inside of the card in our secret message part. And now we're going to finish up our card. So let's see. We're going to, let's stamp on our label. Oh, found it. It was hiding. Take a sip, everyone. We're going to stamp a greeting on this label. Now this label is a little bit, it fits on this panel. It fits on the book jacket panel just fine, but not all of this part is going to show. So I'm going to stamp my greeting to the right side, right? So I'm going to use, again, the Lasting Joy stamp set that I've used the greeting on the inside. That set also has this Birthday Wishes stamp in it. And I'm going to ink it up in Berry Burst here. And I'm going to hope I get this right. That's not too bad. Okay, so we've got our greeting stamped all the way over to the right. And then I am just going to take my paper snips here, and I'm literally just going to cut it. Now, if your greeting's longer, that's fine. Just keep in mind, not all of it will show when the card is being displayed. So they'll still get the message across, though. And then I'm going to adhere it kind of far to the right edge. Again, I want it to show when the card is standing. So I'm going to put some adhesive on that, or you can use glue dots if you prefer. And kind of down near the lower portion of the card here. All right, so that's the, or I should say the book jacket, the front of the book jacket flap. So there we have our birthday wishes. So when that's standing, it'll show. All right, so next up, we're going to work on the front. So we have in this gorgeously made bundle the dies. There's this cool die that cuts like if you rip paper out of a spiral bound notebook, you get this. In fact, it's even not uniform, just like, sometimes the little pieces tear. So super, just kind of a cute, fun decorative detail. So we have that, and then we have this little tiny strip of that masterfully made paper, and we're just going to adhere that to the upper portion of this. So I'm going to put my adhesive right on here. And stick this on. I think that has words on it. Usually can't see those, but I think they had them upside down. And so I'm just putting it so that so you can still see that kind of stitched line that the die cuts into the paper. You can cover that up if you prefer, totally up to you. And then that is going to go on the front of our card, and we're going to attach that with dimensionals. We're going to pop that out. If you prefer a flatter card, that's just fine. What was the name of the word stamps I'm using, Belinda? That is called Lasting Joy is the name of the stamp set. Where is it? Here it is. It's like somewhere in this pile of stamps all over my desk. Lasting Joy stamp set. All right, so I've got some dimensionals here. I think we're going to go with 3. I'm going to go one way at the right. I need to leave room to tuck my leafy stem in here. So I'm going to put one on each end and one right in the middle, and then that leaf will go to just to one side of that middle one. So I've got outside edge, and we'll put the last one right in the middle. Okay. Peel off the backing on those. And I'm going to kind of line that up with the top of my birthday wishes. Just because when they open it, they're going to see both. So maybe go up a skosh higher. There we go. Okay. And then we have this beautiful, and this one I'm doing a little bit lower than my sample one. Totally doesn't matter, right? Oh, well, it's not much lower, is it? That's pretty close, actually. Huh. Who knew? Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty close. Okay. So in your packet, if you have the packet, if you placed a qualifying order last month, and hey, if you didn't, that's okay. Place a qualifying order this month. You'll be in for next month, and you can craft right along with me. $50 order in my online store. We'll do it. You don't need a host code or anything. I'm carefully pulling this die out. This one actually also cuts out the inside of the leaves, but with this heavier soft shimmer, the inside of the leaves stay in, which I kind of like. So sometimes I'll pull out some of them and leave some of the others in. Totally up to you and your preference, but I'm just carefully pulling this out. It's quite delicate, so I don't want to rip anything. So now we're going to take out this portion here. Come on. Again, just being gentle. And pull out this portion here. All right, I'm going to leave the insides of my leaves. You can pull yours out if you want. I like having mine in because I'm going to actually attach this with some mini dimensionals, and that gives me a place to stick them. So I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals, and I'm going to stick mini dimensionals on the, was it hot as heck in Florida? Yeah, it's been quite warm here in Minnesota, probably not as hot as it is down there. In the 90s here, but it's supposed to be rainy there today and tomorrow. At least it was last night. I don't know if it's still going to happen or not. All right, so I'm just sticking on some dimensionals, mini dimensionals, I should say. Oh, what the heck? Let's put one more on here. Why not? All right, so I've got those all loaded up, and I'm going to peel off the backings. And there we go. Let's flip this around. And I'm tucking that stem into the right side of the dimensional that's there. And I'm angling my leaves towards the left. Okay. If you want to secure it a little bit more, you can actually stick a glue dot in there. I'm going to leave mine as is. And then we're going to add our embellishments. So if you have that Post-it note that came in your pack, I'm going to open that up. And inside we're going to have the adhesive back sequin trio. Is that what it's called? Jennifer, let's see. Let me look. I got the package right here because I love these things. Adhesive back sequin trio. Now you might have the large ones in your pack. You might have the small ones. Either one is going to look good. So I happen to have the small ones in this one. So I'm just going to take my take your pick tool, pop that off, and stick it around my image here. Let's stick that one kind of up there. This one down here. Actually, bring this one down a little bit. Come here. Yes, I talked to embellishments. It's true. And there we have our book jacket fold card. So opens up like this. The secret message back in here where you can sign and write a little note. They can display it that way. They can display it this way, their choice. And if you want, you can always pop in some candy in the square. It won't fold flat then, just FYI. So you want to put it in a cellophane bag. This is the, let's pretend that Susan didn't get hungry last night and eat the top part of this. But this fits. It does stick up, but that's fine. That's the Andy's what's it called, snap bar. The cylinder one also fits. Now these are again a little bit looser, so you put it in a 6x8 cellophane bag to keep that from falling out. And you could even do mementos in there. No. Again, nice and loose, so you'd want to put it in a cellophane bag so that it didn't fall out. So that is our fun fold card. Again, if you're interested in getting the tutorial to learn how to make all of these designs, step-by-step photos. Let's zoom out here a little bit. We need more room here, guys. If you want to learn how to make the alternate designs and let's grab these guys. Hang on. There's a big old stack of them, including these Christmas cards for the new online exclusives that start on July 6th. You're going to want to get that tutorial. It will be available for sale soon, hopefully tomorrow. The best way to find out when, okay, I'm going to have to raise the camera up here. Oh my goodness. All right, let's just slide you guys over. All right. It's just here. Let's just bring in one. It's just taking too much room, you guys. All right. And of course, don't forget that this card can also be a treat holder. So get all my bits and pieces out of the way. Again, you're going to, if you want information, thanks, Jennifer. I'm going to put Jennifer's information up here for subscribing to my blog. Go to suestampfield.com, click on subscribe, and subscribe to the blog if you want to be notified when this is available. Could you put a small tab at the bottom of the pillar to keep the candy in? Get Patty, you could, and I think you also could just stuff up in some crumpled paper or tissue paper just to stop the bottom so that didn't fall out. But I bet you could come up with a clever way to keep it in there. So always lots of options, right? But good question. Okay, so there we go, guys. There is our book jacket fold card. This card had a lot of different names, and yeah, this is where it came down to. Shout out to demonstrator Donna Gray, who had done I think it was a pillar card or something. That was where I got the inspiration for the part that makes it stand up. And I just changed the dimensions, added and I added the whole book and flap portion. So, all right, let's go ahead and flip the camera so I can say goodbye. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love creating with you. I will be back tonight, 7:30 Central Time, with another creative video tutorial. So again, our whole goal here is to make cards, get them in the mail. You guys are awesome at that. So thank you for all the cards that you're making and sending. Together, we're making the world a kinder and better place. So thank you for all you do. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.